It's volatile, but it depends on your setup. Well, if you do your setup very well, it gives you a good trade, and you may wake up just seeing money flowing in your account.
Good day, traders. It's Forex Evangelist right here, and welcome to today's episode of Inside the Mind of a Trader. So today we have a very special guest, somebody who has been into the trading industry for some time now and has made huge success for himself. And today he's going to be telling us about robotic trading or AI in trading. So let's welcome him to the show. So good evening, sir.
Good evening, traders and my boss. I call you my boss because we started this business through you.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm not regretting. My name is Ejikeme. I'm a trader. I stay in Enugu here. My office is at New Haven. I'm also the CEO, Digital Autopilot Effects.
Okay.
And
The Forex Academy, right?
Forex Academy.
Good.
We trade and manage accounts for others. And honestly, AI has been able to help us manage most of the accounts for our clients and ourselves. And it has been profitable. We used it over years, and we are not complaining about it, because in every trading, there must be lose or gain. But honestly, the bot we are using has actually been awesome. For more than 2-3 years, we have been using it, and the result is always there that you can see yourself. Thank you so much.
Okay, that is great. Okay, can you please, sir, tell us your experience in trading, how long you have been trading and how it has been so far?
I've been trading since 2017. My first time of opening a live account was 2017.
Wow.
And after much struggle with manual trade, emotions and all that comes in, when you enter buy, the market will begin to sell. When you enter sell, it will begin to buy, and all that. And all these things are manipulated, which you know.
Yeah.
And economic data is always there. But one good thing about AI, it helps us to manage some of these emotions, especially when you are not around, especially when you may not take a good decision of entry or exit, because our bot has a way of summing up the trade and closing all of them at a go. But if you are trading a manual trade, sometimes you may enter this first entry and there will be a breakout such that market went deep down. And by me looking at that trade that is giving you loss, you won't have that appetite to close it. But if it is automated, if the account is automated, what it does is that it has a place of placing the TP in all the trades of a particular currency that you are using it on it, except the one you enter manually. But if it is one that was opened by the AI or the robot, it has a way of summing it up, the take profit, which at the end of the day, some are going to close on loss, some are going to close on profit, but the profit margin is going to outweigh the other ones, and at the end of the day, you have your profit. And these are the way the bot run, and it has been profitable. Okay. Trading with AI.
Oh, wow, that's good. Thank you very much for that response. Okay, now let's go into the topic of today, which is robotic trading and or AI in trading. So, if I may ask for maybe newbies out there who will be watching us right now, how can you define Forex robots, or what are Forex robots?
Forex robots did not fly from heaven.
No.
Forex robots was actually developed by traders who are smart enough, who understand the structure, who understand that there is an economic data also. They take all these things in congruence of designing the bot, such that the bot does not just on its own start working. It is an input that you give the bot that has to work with. When you look at the chart for the day, you now know how to set up the bot to work. We do not want it to trade today, you might say, don't trade. You might even off it. It will not take any trade. When you feel the tempo is down for you, you can now switch it on again. You can now even equally ask the bot to take trade at so and so distance. Maybe 15 pips, 20 pips, 30 pips, and all that. It does all these calculations. It's not like it's a robot. Once you put it, it will start trading. You have to do a setup. Okay. And when you do the setup, the robot will be taking trade according to your initiative. That means you, as a new beginner, may not have all that experience. And that's why we manage account for others, the beginners. We manage account for them. They pay commission based on the profit. And some of them may likely want to even buy the bots and connect to their account and get their VPS and all that. But the reason is this: if you are using manual trade, it's okay as a beginner. But I also advise, if I had the opportunity of using AI to develop myself when I started in 2017, it could have been massive, because I started using it like barely 2 years ago now, and it has been quite awesome. The experience has been profitable, much more than what I was actually doing before. Because when you set up a trade and it's not going towards your direction, emotion will set in, and you just close it. Maybe like 1 hour or 2 hours to come, you discover that the trade has come down to that same place. Then the next time you say, let me leave it because yesterday it happened like this, it will go the other way around. So, but if it is AI and it's already placed on that particular currency, it follows the direction of wherever it goes. Whether it's going buy, it's going for buy, it's going for sell, it's going for sell. So there is no way you will lose outrightly. All you need to do is to just have a good setup in your account. If you have a small account, it can equally trade on cent account.
Wow.
It's as good as that. It does fine in cent account. Not when you just fund $100, you say, I want to connect to a bot. You have to convert it so that there will be a volume. But if you have a standard account that is well to do, you connect it and you start making your dollar instantly. In fact, you wake up and see dollar printed already.
That's good.
So you do more or less work.
Okay.
Once you do your setup, do your analysis, set up and go.
Okay, that's great. Let's talk about the advantages, because everything we do in life has ups and downs.
Of course.
So, but before we talk about the negative aspect of it, because obviously robotic trading or AI will have its own downside. But let's talk about what are the advantages of trading robots, because you've already made one point, which is if I'm correct, robots doesn't trade with emotions just like humans. So trading with robots obviously eliminates that aspect of FOMO or emotion trading. So what are other advantages one can derive using robots in trading?
Other advantage one can drive is that an inexperienced trader can use it. It's an advantage to you, because if you're a beginner, you've not done so much well, not seen losses and all that, you may not understand. For instance, I have clients who just came in. We started managing the account using the bot. In fact, one of them told me, I think around January or February this year, that he has placed himself on weekly salary. The essence is that every Monday we do withdrawals.
Wow.
We do withdrawal of what the bot has generated over a week. And sometimes you discover that it may do up to 50-40% of the account in a week.
Wow.
Which is mind-blowing. It's quite mind-blowing. So all these are one of the advantage. And if you are to do this on your own, you may not, depending on your capacity. But as a beginner, it's not as easy as people think, because some people will just look at it, is it not to buy or sell? But there are a whole lot of things behind the buying and selling,
of course,
unquote, because the news will come in, one person will do the other thing and others. So the advantage is that it helps you to solve those kind of things easily. You may not pass through the hurdles of beginners, blowing account and all that. Once you come, we'll give you a good setup. You decide on what you want to risk. Decide on your profit margin you want to get, because you can minimize the entry level. You can equally open it up for more opportunity of trading.
Okay, let me ask before I go into the downside of robots. you said newbies who don't have experience in it, but don't you think they also need that in knowledge about the markets aside from the robots doing everything solely for them? Don't you think they need the knowledge about the markets before they can even say, okay, let the robots do the job for me?
Yeah, knowledge is power. I am not disputing that fact.
Okay.
I'm not disputing that fact. But currency, when you handle currency with shallow knowledge, is more disastrous.
Okay.
So I am not saying as a beginner, you should not go further on training and all that, because even in our office, we train others.
No.
We train our staff, we train some of our clients that they have known how the market is moving.
Yeah.
For instance, barely last month, it was on the 1st of April, that there's a war between Hamas and Israel.
Yeah.
Which you saw the impact
Yeah.
on the market.
Yeah.
And
most of the commodity markets.
Yes. Even currency pair was highly affected.
Yeah.
So, but you can see, if you don't have that knowledge, you may see like what is happening. It might move in your favor, you'll be rejoicing. But there are people that on a normal structure of the knowledge of Forex, what happened on that day is not supposed to be so. So when there is a pandemic, all these things has to do with your experience. So there is a need that you keep on developing yourself. Even at this level where we are not saying we are sufficient, that we don't need more knowledge. We need knowledge.
We are forever students.
Yes. So anybody who says he does not need knowledge in Forex is not telling you the truth.
Okay. Thank you very much for that response, sir.
Thank you.
But before we go further, this video is sponsored by Handtech Markets, a forex broker with over 30 years of industry experience. So I will encourage every trader out there who wants to be successful to use Handtech Market, because every successful trader needs a good broker. They have fast withdrawal, fast deposits, lightning executions. You wouldn't want to miss that. So register an account by clicking the link below in the description of this video. So let's continue. Let's not talk about the downsides of trading, of robotic trading rather. Sorry. So what are the errors associated with robots?
Well, the downside of it is when there is pandemic and you did not notice it on time, because I believe market does not move in one direction.
Sorry, so our viewers don't get maybe confused because of the words. When you say pandemic, what actually do you mean? Is it in a situation like COVID or
COVID? When I say pandemic, I mean war.
Okay.
COVID, all those world health challenges,
situations.
yes, that bring down the economic situations of the countries.
Yeah.
Especially US, UK, and all that. Those major currencies.
Yeah.
So it has a way of impacting in one direction of the market. For instance, if you look at JPY, it has been moving up all this while. If you look at GDP US, it moved down, but it has recovered back to its base today.
Yeah.
Then all these things, when it happens, the only disadvantage you may at the end of the day experience here is if your liquidity is not enough to carry the dip. But you can switch off such that the positions already open will be the one running. Pending when you see that there is a rejection, you can now switch on your bot. It will control it and sum it up. So there is a disadvantage when a direction is just going one way, and maybe it is against what you have set up. If it is against what you have set up, it's a very serious disadvantage to that. But if it is in favor of what you have set up, it is win-win stuff. You just be cashing out dollar like it is easy. And when someone is looking at it too, the person will be saying, this is an easy going, this is a business that I like to do. But someone has paid the price by putting those ideas, those strategies into AI.
Okay, that's wonderful. So let's talk about the next question I have here. I and my team made a research, okay, and the research or the result of our research says that 90 or 95% of forex robots out there, use hedging strategy. And don't you think this is suicidal, especially for a beginner trader? And how is yours different? Because I believe you have your own robot, like you said. So how is yours different?
Thank you so much. Like I told you, our own robot is specially designed for us. It's not on its own.
Okay.
It depends on the setup. If I want you to trade only buy positions, I will open that positions for buy positions alone.
Yeah.
If I want you to do only sell, I will open the setup for sell positions alone. If I want you to do both sides, I will open both side direction. But in most cases, sometimes both directional trade is not as suicidal as you think.
Okay.
Reason is this: if the market, for instance, take off from this level to this level and return back, the returning back is opening another positions. And if it continues to move up, that's the other one that opened regains with that speed which the market moves up.
Yeah.
If it goes down, the other one is making profit. On the reverse side, the second one will come and close. So if it is on both directions, you don't even have any problem.
Okay.
You don't have any problem, provided the market is moving very well.
Okay.
And let me also shock you that volatility is also important.
Very true. I agree.
It's also important to the robot, because in most cases, when there is a volatility, that's an opportunity of closing the trade and summing up for another one,
Yes.
either for buy or sell. So it's not like it's a suicidal mission as people usually say. It's not that if you don't have the experience. For me, I have used it for some time. I've used it for both direction trade. I've used it for single way trade. I've used it in different ways. Like I told you, our robot is specially designed. If you want to have access to it, you can come to our office, pay for it. If you want to have one, we install it in your VPS. If you want us to use it to manage your account, you manage your account with it, and you'll be seeing the directions. Sometimes you will see your buy positions, your take profit on buy positions will be there. Your take profit on sell positions is there. When market balances that way, go and relax. One must close, even if this one did not close. And one thing is that it modifies. Our robot modifies. When you take
adjusting stop loss to break even, for example.
Yes, it modifies all those things.
Wow.
It break even. It's not like it must be this place. If it opens a new position, it put the take profit. If you open another one, it will adjust the take profit to a different level. So it's not like it must be where you started that you are going to take the profit.
Okay.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Therefore, you are not losing 100%.
Okay.
So it will add up, it will do a multiplier and give you what you want.
Okay.
So there is a multiplier effect to that.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Sir. If I may ask, what is the strategy behind your own robots? I don't know if it's based on market structure or a combination of indicators. What is the strategy behind your own robots?
The strategy behind our robots is quite enormous. Like I told you, our robot is more unlikely a manual trade.
Okay. Such
that it is our experience that we will impute on that robot. It will start working with it. We have a smart money on it. We also have a structure. We also have economic data. Are you getting it?
Wow.
So that if you look at what is going to happen, you now know what to do. You now know what to do. If you want to follow it like manual trade, the way people follow manual trade, you can do that.
Yeah.
If you just want to leave the trade for 1 year without going there, you are still safe. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
You are still safe because it will be opening and closing. If you don't have to, especially if you're working class, you may not have time to be looking at your phone. You may not have time to be checking your trade day by day. So those strategies that we have tested, that we're going to give you as a setup when you open an account with us, is what is going to sustain your market and give you profit at the end of the day. Honestly, I've not seen anyone under our platform that has not made huge profit. Some of them have made over 200-300% of their capital, such that they are no longer running with their initial capital today because of this bot. But if you are to give it to a human being to trade it, it's possible you may not even do 10% and you blow off the rest.
Yeah.
So this thing has actually helped us to manage emotions, because I understand that emotions is one of the biggest challenge, because you now as a trader cannot do what the strategy would do. For instance, if you open 001, can you still open another 001 again?
Yeah.
You see that it didn't favor you, you can open 002.
Yeah.
You can open 003.
Yeah.
And maybe jump to 6. If that 6 begin to favor, the 6 is the last one up. So as it's dropping, the 6 will be dropping profit that covers the first 001 and you have second 001.
Yeah.
So before it gets to maybe 002 or the second 001, it has already dropped profit. Even if it didn't get to the first one, if it closes the trade based on the modifier, it is going to give you profit.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's static, that it doesn't modify, it doesn't change the positions, and it changes position according to the market movement.
Yeah.
So one of the challenge I believe we have is liquidity.
Okay.
Liquidity. If you have a liquidity, I think that's the best thing you can use to manage any account.
Okay.
And not to be greedy, to pack all the currency pays on it.
Okay.
If you don't overlabor it, like if you don't overlabor the account by the volume, so you are safe.
Okay, so please, can you throw more light on economic events and data, with robots? Because most robots don't put in consideration economic events. I know you have said a little bit about what your strategy is all about. You said market structure, smart money concepts, and economic events. But because of the volatility that is associated with robots, because I think from my own experience that this is a problem with robots or AIs in trading when there is high impact data. So how does your own robots, manage this volatility when it comes into the market?
Thank you so much. Just like I said before, I think I've said it, and I want to make it. Let me put the record straight.
Yeah.
If there is volatility based on economic data, and we took a position of sell, for instance, and that market begin to sell, it is favoring the robots and the positions are going to appreciate. Besides, in most cases, we do set it up such that it's going against the market on a reversal, which is pullback. And volatility can come either up or down. And that's the reason why I told you that both strategies, like both buy and sell positions, are sometimes okay.
Yeah.
Such that you might come to maybe Euro USD or GDP USD. You have a buy position, you have a sell position.
Yeah.
If the market moves up, the buy positions are giving you profit. And after moving up, because it's an economic event, there is a bouncing back. It will still bounce back to a reasonable extent.
Yeah.
And maybe during your setup, you have looked at it that all these economic events that has happened, the pullback is always maybe 10, 20 pips and all that. You put it into your consideration during the setup. Just the same way you set up this place now.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to think about, if this thing happens, how is it going to affect it? So if you have done your good setup, you don't need to worry so much that there is an economic event. Sometimes I worry that there is no news. Yes. News is the one that gives us much money.
Wow.
When there is news, because you just come and be seeing your account blowing with balloons. You'll be struggling. Sometimes I may ask my staff, you close account A, B, and C. Be closing. I know it's going to pull back. Before you know it, maybe within few hours, you'll be seeing like $300, $500, $1,000.
Wow.
Profits closed. Because the bot possibly has opened a position as the market was going up, for instance.
Yeah.
It has opened some position. And the economic news now favors sell.
Yeah.
What is going to happen is that those buy positions are now going to appreciate instantly.
Yeah.
And if you are there, the last one will be giving maybe $100 or $200 or $300. The second one will be giving $200. Before it gets to the TP. And because I told you that the AI has a way of modifying, if you remove the last one that has given you profit, it modify the take profits.
Yeah.
In most cases, if I show you the account, it will look as if it is some people will say it's a scam. That in most cases they don't see red in our account closing and all that.
Yeah.
When we pay attention to that in our office, you may hardly see closed trade on loss. You may hardly see it. I bet you. You may hardly see it. And you can come to our office. I will show you most of our past history. I'm not saying there's no red.
To show our viewers.
I am not saying they are not there.
Yeah.
But
because obviously losses are
there. But 90-80% is always closed on profit. So we do check it time to time. When there's an economic data coming up, maybe at 3, we know that it's coming up at 3. We will look at it. If it's not favoring us, we just switch off our bot. Don't enter trade again for us. Let's manage the one we have already. The open positions we have, maybe is up to 2 or 3 standard loss size or whatsoever, depending on the account size. We begin to manage those ones at the moment, or hold on to that market until there's a pullback. We now allow the bot to continue to work for us. Okay. So it's not like we leave everything for the robot. We still also put our human knowledge on it. Yeah. So, but I am not saying if you want to leave it 100%, it will be functioning. It's just a way to maximize profit. That's what we are doing. Like I told you, you can't leave it for 1 year. You can't leave it for 2 years or 3 years without even logging in to check whether it's trading or not, without buying data. Without saying there's no light, my battery just went off, I could have closed this trade. The essence of automating your account is that anything can happen anytime. Yeah. You might enter a trade now that is giving you profit. The economic data, even if you are trading manual, will come and change it for you. What you will see is that your trade is no longer there. Either it has closed on stop loss, it has closed on this or that. It do happen to every trader. But when you use AI to manage it and you have a position in both sides, because AI used to open position on both sides, it helps you to manage that. Okay. But if you trust a particular trend and you on the AI to go for that particular trend alone, that's still fine. So you can't do either of this way, one direction or two direction, using our AI.
Okay. Let me ask again. You said something on market conditions, that your robots works even during geopolitical situation. Okay, but let's shift it to the angle of market structure. What market condition does your robot work? Let me not say perfectly. Based on, is it on a trending market or in a ranging market? Can you please throw more light on that?
It works fine in a trending and ranging. Okay. Such that in ranging market, that's where issue of buy and sell is always there, because you discover that the market will just get to this height, come back again, go back again. Yeah. So the up and down movement is money for you. Sometimes you discover that the bot has traded maybe like 20 times. Assuming it is closing those trade with maybe $2 or $3 or $1. Yeah. You can see the volume it has accumulated within that range that a normal manual trader is still watching for a breakout. Yeah. And it's possible before the breakout, something may take your mind off the trade. Yeah. You didn't trade again. Yeah. And you'll be waiting for another structure to break out. So these things, it has a whole lot of advantage, because one, it makes you to concentrate. It makes you to call yourself a trader. It's not like next week I'm going to enter trade. By that next week, if that thing which you think that is going to happen did not happen, you are not trading. People are trading every day, even in the night. People are making money. Money is meant to be made every day. You don't need to give gap. It's true. You need to come up with a strategy that will give you the best. But another one which you must put into consideration is that whether you are trading or not, the market is still moving. Who are those trading? Who are those making money there? This is another thing that automation does for you. I may run off data with this my phone. I won't be panicking so much, because I know my account is under control on a server. which is hosted on a VPS with the robot controlling the structure for me. So there is a whole lot of advantage using AI. It's not as expected. It's not what people think that AI used to blow account and all that.
Yeah.
It's only when you give it a wrong setup.
Because that's the
Because another thing that a lot of people just get AI and install in their account, they don't understand it. When we have to, we study the structure, study the AI, and give it to the best of our setup, which we know. And sometimes we adjust. We also adjust our setup. So that it won't look as if you are just like this. You are not moving, you are not changing. You will change our strategy based on what we see in the market. The structure too, the market respect it. Because if I set up an account now and say this account, I want it to trade on a low time frame, maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 30 minutes or 1 hour. I can go in my AI, say, you are going to open a position, maybe 20 pips. Based on this structure that I'm seeing here, open a position for me. Because you have seen the structure. It's not going to open immediately when you say open. It will have to read the algorithm and the structure of that market. And that's why sometimes when market begin to fly, and they are using our AI, it is not going to open. Because there is a conditions that must be met. And those conditions, once they are not being met, it's not going to open market. For instance, if there is a spike, some of these spikes that takes like 5 minutes or 3 minutes to push up, you know those ones always break out on the structure. If, for instance, you are using our AI and there's such a breakout, maybe on a buy position, it may not open until the end of the candle. It works with candlesticks. If the candle that you are using, that you selected on your setup, maybe it's 15 minutes, it's working with that 15 minutes candle. If you select 1 hour, it's working with 1 hour candle. If you select 4 hours, based on your analysis, even if you select daily, it may just open only but once in a day. So we have a robot that you can manipulate and put those your strategies instead of drawing your trend line and all that, waiting for a breakout.
So thank you very much, sir. And please, I know you guys are enjoying this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Click the like button and the bell icon so you get notified anytime we post similar content like this, because you guys are going to be learning a lot. So sir, before we summarize, and come to the end of the show, this is something I usually ask all of our guests who come to this podcast. What advice could you give to a newbie trader or a beginner trader or your younger self in trading?
Well, my advice to the beginners and traders out there is that learning is a continuous exercise in this field. And new opportunities is one thing you must try. Before now, I never believed in AI. But as day goes by, I saw results. And I said, okay, let me now put those strategies into AI. I saw one who put that and it was working fine for him. I check his account, I check his history and all that. If you want to be successful in trading, you have to look at someone who is successful.
Nice.
If you want to actually make it in trading, you need to look at people who are making it. Because there are people who are losing out there. And for you as a beginner, if you are not connected with the people of the like minds that wants to succeed, people will tell you, is this thing that you just venture your money into it? But as I speak to you now, Forex is my number one business I do every day. Every other thing comes in. So I don't joke with Forex trading. Forex trading is a good thing that can feed you. Not more than just, feeding is just an undermine. It can make you a rich man, a wealthy man. Forex can make you a wealthy man.
Wow.
If you give it your time. But you have to go through the process of learning. You have to go through the process of getting the knowledge, the right knowledge. One is to get a knowledge. Another one is to get the right knowledge and follow it to the letter. As much as you know, you must have a mentor that takes you through. Because if you don't have somebody that is guiding you, you ought to miss the road. Because as a beginner,
difficult. So
as a beginner,
mentor, I think
you may see something that will challenge you.
Yeah.
And if you don't have somebody that will tell you, leave this thing, I know it's going to come back. It has happened in the history. We know it's always like this.
Yeah.
Even if it didn't happen that way, at the end of the day, he has the experience. And the experience is the best teacher in this industry. As far as I'm concerned, Forex is a good thing. And my advice to all the traders and the new beginners is, one, make out time to learn. Make out time to learn. Keep on learning. Keep on researching. Like you have seen me speaking on this channel today. Tomorrow I will be in my own channel speaking.
Yeah. Wow.
And my advice is that our youth should engage themselves here. This is something that can make you a billionaire. It is not a petty business as people say it. You can be a fund manager tomorrow if you are good.
Right.
Like we are. We are managing funds that is not our own, and we are getting our commissions. And we are still available to manage for others. So for those who are not capable of doing it, you don't have the time, you can come and meet us. But if you get the knowledge, you will enjoy everything.
Okay.
That's my advice.
Okay. So thank you very much for
Thank you so much.
Okay, so you guys have heard it. You guys should research more, learn more, study hard, okay? Because I usually tell a lot of newbies out there, just learn. And at the end of the day, you remove the L and you earn. So don't forget to like this video, click the subscribe button, share to newbie traders who doesn't have any knowledge about trading, okay? And see you guys in our next episode of Inside the Mind of a Trader. It's Forex Evangelist right here. Bye for now.